Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Gaynor.
Here we are, the two of us. If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads and loads of stuff on there. Starts just $3 a month. Full watch-alongs, things like Modern Family, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, F is for Family, Seinfeld, Welcome to Wrexham. Absolutely loads. Pretty much something every day.
Yeah, there
is. So check it out. 10 missing celebs who were never found.
I don't know. I can't think of one celeb that went missing and wasn't found.
Me neither.
Unless it's just people that we don't even know. I guess we're going to find out.
Sometimes when I watch celebrity quizzes and stuff like that, and it's celebrity this and celebrity that, I'm looking at them going, I have no idea
who that is.
are.
Yeah, I know, you're not very
Unless
good.
the sports people, I'm pretty clueless on many celebs.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. 10 missing celebs who were never found.
One of this country's great mysteries began 75 years ago last summer as Americans learned that Amelia Earhart was missing.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be looking at the most notable public figures who mysteriously disappeared and have never been heard from since.
No matter what happens, I would like for things to turn out for the best.
Maybe Jimmy Hoffa.
Jim Robinson. This Miami boxer is best remembered as one of Muhammad Ali's first professional opponents. On February 7, 1961, Robinson stepped in as a last-minute replacement after Ali's scheduled opponent failed to show. The bout ended swiftly, with Ali knocking him out about 90 seconds into the first round. While Ali's career soared afterwards, Robinson's fizzled out, and he retired 2 years later.
As you know, a lot of fighters, and the great fighters, sometimes later in life after they retired, have not ended up in the best financial condition at all, like Bo Jack, I think. The great fighter is a shining shoes somewhere down in Florida, and it's happened to a great many fighters. You're not going to let that happen to you.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad you brought that up.
But that's true, isn't it?
Yes.
His last known interview was with Sports Illustrated in 1979, where he reflected on facing Ali. Since then, no one has seen or heard from Robinson. His disappearance might have gone unnoticed if not for autograph collector Steven Singer, who managed to collect signatures from 49 of Ali's 50 opponents, but spent years unsuccessfully searching for Robinson.
Wow.
What does this, having this film out now, mean to you in your life, at this time in your life?
It means people who don't really know much about me, it'll tell them more about who I am.
D.Y. Born Forrest Schaub, Canadian rapper D.Y. was steadily rising in the music scene during the late 2000s.
Never heard of him.
No?
In February 2010, Billboard recognized him as one of Canada's best emerging artists.
Guess he's Canada's Pitbull.
Yeah.
Don't know what's we could have made a joke then if it had known 415 was Toronto or something. 305 is Miami, isn't it?
Yeah.
However, by November of that year, his family reported him missing. They hadn't seen him since August, when he mentioned plans to travel to Mexico. DY's last known activity was in September, with birthday wishes he sent out to a radio personality on Facebook and Twitter.
DY actually stands for die young. A lot of people take it as negative. It's a metaphor for life being too short. Even if you die at 100, it's too young, so live every day like it's your last.
Rumors suggest that his disappearance may be tied to Mexican drug cartels.
I was going to say,
though it remains unclear if he ever made it to Mexico. DY, whose name stands for Die Young, had signed with CP Records in 2009, but his contract was terminated shortly before he vanished.
That's weird as well.
Jim Sullivan. In 1968, singer-songwriter Jim Sullivan left his native Nebraska for Los Angeles with his high school sweetheart Barbara, hoping to launch a successful music career. He released 2 albums, 1969's UFO and 1972's Jim Sullivan, but neither achieved the success he had hoped for.
Why can't I just roll back the time?
Eventually, his faltering career strained his marriage. Desperate for a fresh start, Sullivan set out for Nashville, but he mysteriously disappeared along the way. His car was found abandoned near a remote ranch outside Santa Rosa, New Mexico, with his guitar and unsold records still inside. Speculation about his fate has ranged from foul play to alien abduction, or perhaps that he wandered into the desert. Despite massive searches, no trace of Sullivan has ever been discovered.
That's great.
Joe Pickler.
What's the deal with these kids?
These are my people.
Your people.
My people.
Kyle, did you start a cult?
Yep.
That's so sweet.
After starting his career at the age of 4, Joe Pickler gained prominence as a child actor. with roles in Varsity Blues and the Beethoven film series. However, he stepped back from acting in 2003 to finish high school in his Washington hometown. After graduating in 2005, Pickler plans to return to LA the next year, but those plans were tragically cut short. On January 5, 2006, after spending the evening with friends, Pickler left for home, but never arrived.
Just miles from his apartment, his family found his silver Toyota Corolla. It was parked in the back of a Bremerton Mexican restaurant on Sheridan Road and Wheaton Way. Police found a note buried in the car which contained poems and many troubling questions.
Has anything ever been the same?
His car was discovered days later with a note in which he expressed feelings of disappointment, but no clear intention of self-harm. Although authorities suspect Pickler may have ended his own life, his family remains hopeful that he will one day return.
But you still, even if someone ends their own life, you expect to find the
Find
body.
the body, yeah.
You'd have to go something and do something really dramatic to hide your own body on a suicide anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
Whether he walks through the door or he's carried to us, he has to come home.
Tammy Lynn Leopard.
Tammy Lynn Leopard had it all. She was a beauty queen, an accomplished model who was well on her way to a career in the movies. But in 1982, Tammy began to withdraw, growing increasingly paranoid, until finally she vanished.
The 1983 film Scarface remains a cinematic masterpiece, but one of its lesser-known cast members vanished before it even premiered. Tammy Lynn Leopard, a beauty queen and budding actress, appeared in 1983's Scarface and Spring Break. She was set to move to Hollywood later that year, but mysteriously disappeared on July 6th.
Tammy has already competed in more than 300 beauty contests. She has won the crown 280 times.
She was very loving, kind. She was always smiling. You never saw the child when she wasn't smiling. When as young as I can remember, she woke up with a great big smile, and the last thing I saw before she went to sleep was a big smile.
The last person to see Leopard was a male friend who picked her up in Rockledge, Florida, but who left her at a parking lot after they argued. According to her mother, Leopard had shown erratic behavior shortly before her disappearance, seemingly afraid someone was trying to harm her.
And she said, "Mom, what would you say if I told you somebody was trying to kill me?"
Since then, police have received calls from a woman claiming that Leopard is alive and pursuing a nursing career, but these claims remain unverified.
If I had it all to do over again, I would go back and I would believe every single word she told me, and I would just hide her someplace until we found out what the truth was. But I can't do it over.
She looks a bit suspicious to me.
And maybe she had to hide on her own, I don't know.
Connie Converse. Considered a trailblazer of the singer-songwriter genre, Connie Converse's music went largely unrecognized during her lifetime. In the 1950s, Converse recorded a collection of introspective folk music in New York City, but her efforts to break into the music scene were futile.
One by one in the dark, we go walking out at night.
Disillusioned by her lack of success, she moved to Michigan in 1961, where she began working in academia. By the time she was 50, Converse was coping with depression and feelings of unfulfillment. In August 1974, she packed her belongings into her car, wrote farewell letters to her friends and family, and drove away, never to be seen again.
The letters I've seen all have one sort of thing in common, which in effect is her need to get away to a new place and a new start, and that's what she was headed for.
Her music was rediscovered after it was featured on a radio show in 2004, gaining her a cult following.
You may think you left me all alone, but I can hear you talk without a telephone. I don't stand in the need of company with everything I see, talking like you.
Bison Daly.
Bison Daly was only in his early 30s when he accomplished something that most of us can only dream about. With $16 million of NBA money in his pocket, he decided to just sail away.
Between 1991 and 1999, Bison Daly had a solid NBA career, playing.
I remember this, yeah.
No.
Playing center for teams like the Orlando Magic and Chicago Bulls. But at age 30, Daly stunned everyone by deciding to retire early to travel the world. In July 2002, he set sail for Tahiti with his girlfriend, Serena Carlin, his brother, Miles DeBoard, and the boat's captain. However, only DeBoard returned.
Today, the 33-year-old former star is missing and at the center of a manhunt that stretches from the United States to Tahiti. Daley has disappeared along with his girlfriend, Serena Carlin. The couple has not been heard from in weeks.
2 months later, authorities arrested him after he forged his brother's signature and bought over $150,000 worth of gold under his name. It is believed that DeBoard killed all 3 individuals during a fight, although their bodies have never been found.
And he discovers that a big check for $152,000 has been cashed out of Bison's account.
Bison wasn't a person known to write checks. He used credit cards or cashier's checks.
DeBoard took the truth with him when he ended his life in September 2002 by overdosing on insulin.
I called Certified Man, and I said, there's something fishy going on. I don't believe that the Bison Daily that I know wrote that check out.
Richie Edwards, the guitarist and principal...
Yeah, the Daily one, I just remember it going down when he went missing. And I just lost track of the story. It was one of them I wasn't really interested in, if you know what I mean. I just remember it, and it's sort of like, and I think the guy, it's sort of like Ains there, the guy who killed himself killed him, right?
And his girlfriend,
yeah.
Lyricist, his brother, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
I think he said it was his brother.
Rock band Manic Street Preachers, Richie Edwards was known for his raw, politically charged songwriting.
And they're going, oh, you're still a punk band. And they're going, but how can you say that? Are they just like living in this safe little world?
Edwards openly dealt with depression and self-harm and channeled much of his inner pain into his music. On February 1st, 1995, just before the band's U.S. tour, Edwards checked out of a hotel in Wales and vanished. His car was later found abandoned near the Severn Bridge, where many people had ended their lives. This fueled speculation that Edwards had done the same, but no conclusive evidence was ever discovered.
So I appeal today, if anybody knows anything, to just come forward.
I know, even if say he doesn't want to, he's just maybe you never know. I'm sure you've been over all these scenarios.
Yes. I didn't know this neither.
From the very, very worst to the fact that he might just want to have disappeared.
Over the years, there have been reported sightings of Edwards in places like India and Israel, but none confirmed. In November 2008, he was declared legally dead.
It's not having that peace of mind. It's so difficult, isn't it? And even if they just tell you, I'm all right, might not want to be found, but I'm okay.
That's right.
Sha Flynn. Born to Hollywood legend Errol Flynn, Sha Flynn first followed in his father's footsteps, appearing in a string of films between 1960 and 1966.
I said, get off my place.
Your place?
You heard me. Beat it. This place is mine, and I'm used to giving orders around here.
He soon grew disillusioned with acting and tried his hand at various careers before finding his true calling in photojournalism. Flynn quickly developed a reputation for fearlessly embedding himself in dangerous combat zones to capture striking images of conflict.
Novak here.
We're sending you a team of specialists, Lieutenant. We'll take orders from them.
Right, Colonel. Now what about this refugee, sir?
Keep him under security until Major Finnegan gets there. Over and out.
Over and out.
On April 6, 1970, during the Vietnam War, Flynn and fellow photojournalist Dana Stone were last seen riding motorcycles towards a Viet Cong checkpoint in Cambodia. They were apparently captured by communist guerrillas, but their fate remains unknown. Some theories suggest they were executed by the Khmer Rouge, while others believe they may have died in captivity.
Both things were beyond my control, Major. But I take full responsibility for the consequences.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into settings and switch on your notifications. Amelia Earhart.
She was a daredevil with the wings of an angel, a pioneer who embodied the pure romance of flying. But she embodied the danger of it too. 75 years ago, Amelia Earhart climbed into her Lockheed Electra and with her navigator, Fred Noonan, disappeared somewhere over the Pacific.
This trailblazing aviator made history by becoming the first woman to fly solo non-stop across the Atlantic Ocean.
I know for that story, it's flying solo. I didn't know she went missing.
No, I didn't either.
But kind of something in the back of my mind's telling me that it's a story that I should know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's when it mentioned that, I was like, she went missing.
Yeah.
And then, but something in the back of my mind's triggering, like, but when he said there, across the Pacific, she went missing.
Ocean. This achievement catapulted Amelia Earhart into the spotlight, and she embraced her celebrity status. writing best-selling books, going on speaking tours, and even launching a female clothing line.
But Rick Gillespie thinks in her effort to find Howland, she stumbled on Nicomororo instead and managed to make an emergency landing, and then waited for the help that never came.
Always wanting to break new ground, Earhart set her sights on her most ambitious goal yet, becoming the first woman to circumnavigate the world. However, on July 2nd, 1937, while flying from Lae, New Guinea to Howland Island, Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished over the Pacific Ocean.
Maybe the answer to this 75-year-old mystery is indeed just off that reef, resting in 1,000 feet of water.
Although it is widely believed they ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, no trace of the aircraft or their remains has ever been found.
I know what's coming, Mr. Daly. I've always known. But it doesn't matter.
Do you think there is still hope that any of these missing individuals will ever be found?
No.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
No, I mean, obviously bodies might be found in the
Yeah.
years to come, but it's I think gone by now.
I'm thinking there might be a few of them that have disappeared off the face of the earth in a living, you know.
Are still living.
Yeah.
Yeah. The young, well, have to be the younger ones.
Mm.
I think the old ones, the old people like this, would be long gone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's some of them I didn't know.
Yeah. Some people get into trouble, and you know, it's easy
Yeah.
to just disappear.
Yeah, it's a shame though that bodies are never found. I mean, you should
be able
to go
to
missing,
bury
should be able
them.
to find someone.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays you usually find a body, don't they, and then put it to rest. But yeah, it's a shame. It's, some of them have gone missing like that, never found.
Yeah.
Weird. Some of them, like I say, some of them never heard of, but some of them I have.
Yeah.
And again, Amelia Earhart, I didn't know that she went missing.
No.
But then again, something's telling me a story is referencing her going missing, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, interesting.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.